Today I've got in front of me the Apple Watch 2nd generation SE, the Apple Watch Series 8, and the Apple Watch Ultra. This is the 2022-2023 Apple Watch lineup that Apple has on offer. The Apple Watch SE starts at $249, the Apple Watch Series 8 starts at $399, and the Apple Watch Ultra starts at $799. So if you're walking into a store and you see all three of these, which one do you buy? So let me go ahead and give you the quick rundown. So the Series 8 and the Ultra have a lot of the same health tracking features. The series, the Apple Watch SE is missing three key functions. That will be your heart rate, the ECG. It has heart rate, doesn't have ECG. It does not have blood oxygen sensors, and it does not have temperature sensing that the Series 8 and Series the Ultra does. Then let's talk about the material. So the Apple Watch SE comes with aluminum, an aluminum case, and a nylon composite back, which is pretty much fancy wording for plastic. It's got a plastic bottom, and it's got this has an Ion X display, which is similar to Gorilla Glass. I don't know exactly how it compares to Gorilla Glass. Apple calls it Ion X, and it is a very good, strong, decently scratch-resistant glass. It's not completely immune, but it doesn't get scratched up that easily either. I've been using mine forever, and I don't have issues with it. I'm not talking about this watch in particular, but just Ion X glass. So the Apple Watch Series 8 does come in two options. You can get the same Ion X glass if you go for the aluminum case, but if you jump up to the stainless steel case, which is $749 or $799, you do get sapphire crystal glass. And on the bottom, you have a ceramic case instead of the plastic case on the Apple Watch SE. And let's talk finally about the Ultra. The Ultra comes in 49 millimeters, and on the back, you get a grayish white looking ceramic case. So all the Apple Watch Series 8 have a black ceramic case, whereas the titanium one has the Apple Watch Ultra, the titanium one has the whitish gray ceramic case. And the Apple Watch SE is in fact the only Apple Watch that has color matched bottom. So if you get the Starlight one, it would be Starlight, and if you got the silver one, it would be silver on the bottom. So that is something to note about. And as you guys can see, the sensors on the Apple Watch Ultra and Series 8 are the same because they do pretty much the same stuff, and the Apple Watch SE is the different one of all three of these. Now let's flip them around and talk about some exclusive features. So the Apple Watch Series 8 and Ultra, pretty much whatever's in the 8 is in the Ultra as well. The Ultra is the only one that has some exclusive features. Namely, it has some more diving modes and features, and it has this action button, which is a third button on this watch, which is not available on either of these two watches. It has a flat display compared to the rounded display. It has a much thicker case and a much bigger battery as well. Apple claims 36 hours of battery life on this watch, and they are not lying. They actually mean 36 hours. I tested this with always-on workouts and having it worn on my hand pretty much the entire 36 hours, and it did last that 36 hours. So I do believe them. And if I turned off my always-on display, I have no doubt in my mind I could have gotten 2 days out of this watch without an issue. So another thing you guys are noticing is that the Apple Watch Series 8 and the the Ultra both have always-on displays, whereas the SE does not offer that. Now, I'll be honest, I actually don't use the always-on display, so it's just the sensors are so good on these watches that the second you lift them up, you will see that screen. So I never use always on display because I've always felt like it doesn't really do a good job of showing a good amount of details without, having the entire screen turned on. So that's that. And the Series 8 and the Apple Watch SE have very similar battery life. They actually aren't that different. I haven't really found any real changes when it comes to real-world usage between the SE and 8. The one thing that I will say though is that the display on the Series 8 looks the best to me, just because it has that rounded glass. It goes what it feels like all the way to the edge. The Apple Watch SE does feel like it has a slightly thicker bezel. Still not too bad, but it does feel, when you look at them side by side, like a big difference. And the Ultra does have a pretty considerable bezel too, considering it's a flat display, so it does just kind of have that. It's gonna be, however thin the bezels are, they're probably the same size as the Series 8. It's just there's not much you can do. And on the topic of that display, the Apple Watch Ultra's one of the best things about it is that it gets extremely bright. So this display goes up to 2,000 nits of peak brightness compared to 1,000 nits on the SE and Series 8, which is crazy. That's just absolutely unbelievable. This also does have double the water resistance, so you are able to swim with it deeper than you were with these two. But I've never had an issue with them. I really am not swimming further than a couple of feet, so it's never been an issue for me. The everything else when it comes to these two watches are very identical. Software-wise, they have the same stuff. They both have kind of the same kind of safety features like fall detection, crash detection, all that. The one thing that the Apple Watch Ultra has is a siren that is able to attract attention that Apple Watch says is audible up to 600 feet. I don't really buy that, and I will show you guys right now what that sounds like, so you can just see for yourself. It really is not a very, very loud one. So it's not quiet either, but really it's not anything. Like if you're outdoor and it's very noisy or there's a lot of noise going on, it's not something that's going to be easily heard. But hey, at least that is a feature that is available now. So that is pretty much the Apple Watch lineup here. The Apple Watch SE comes in 3 colors and just 1 case option. The Apple Watch Series 8 comes with 4 color options on the aluminum and 3 color options on the stainless steel. And the Apple Watch Ultra comes in only 1 finish, that is the titanium. So the Apple Watch Ultra has the least amount of size and feature options. The SE has the second list, and the Apple Watch Series 8 has the most in terms of colors and case options and all these things. So what do I think? Who should buy what? So let me say right off the bat that I think that the Apple Watch Ultra, even though it is $800, is a pretty interesting buy. I just would say don't buy this in the hopes that you're going to become like, you're going to use it for extreme adventure and things like that. It's not something that I think I would honestly use for extreme adventure. It's great, but it has the same feature set that the Series 8 and all the other Apple Watch SEs, Apple Watch workout tracking has. Honestly, it's good. It's not bad, but I know for a fact that they're not the most accurate either. They can improve in accuracy. And at $800, if you're actually buying this for tracking, very precise locations and very precise workouts, you're probably better off buying a Garmin or something that's a little bit more catered towards, that rugged outdoor activity tracking type thing. And also, I do have to say that this was targeted heavily towards divers. I have no idea how diving works, but I would also wager to say that this probably is a good balance, but not the most excellent dive thing, especially given that there is a lack of buttons on this, so when it is underwater, you have 3 buttons, and that doesn't give you a lot of option or room for interacting with this watch when it's underwater. The Apple Watch Series 8. Now, this is, I think, the perfect middle ground. You get all the cool sensors and features, you get the always-on display, and it is a nice balance. And at $399, it is not too crazy expensive in terms of the lineup either. However, most people might end up jumping up to the larger case size, which is $429, and then if you get cellular, that's an extra $100, so that's $529. So you can end up with a Series 8 that is $530 in the aluminum one, and then if you go for the stainless steel, you can end up at $749 or $799. So at $799, so this is actually the stainless steel Series 8, and these are both the same price, $799 and $799. So that being said, between these two, I would probably go for the Apple Watch Ultra at the same exact price. You just get way more battery life, a bigger screen, and that battery life really does come in clutch. I do really like it. The Apple Watch SE, this is a great watch if you don't want to spend too much money, and honestly, it's a great watch even if you can't spend too much money and you're just not going to utilize those health tracking features. If you're not taking a lot of blood oxygen readings, and if you're not going to use that ECG sensor, and you don't use always on display, go for the SE. You still get every other feature in it. The display gets about the same peak brightness. There's the same software. It has all the same workout features. The real only missing thing you have is that always-on display, which honestly I don't think many people... I don't see a lot of people with always-on display turned on. I see so many people with Apple Watches, but I very rarely see any of them with always-on display enabled. So it is anecdotal evidence, but I do think that a lot of people are not really utilizing always-on display anyway. So it is nice to save that money. And at $279 for the larger case option, really you're saving $150, and I think that's $150 well saved over the Series 8. It definitely doesn't justify its cost based on those features alone. What it does justify its cost on is if you want that always-on display, and if you want the better screen, and obviously you want more color options, and just that, and the option to jump up to stainless steel. And the Apple Watch Ultra. Now, I am actually most surprised by this watch. I really did think this would be the hardest one to recommend or ask anyone to buy, but don't buy this purely for activities or like for extreme adventure, lifestyle type stuff. it's the aesthetic. It has the rugged aesthetic, and it does it very well. It does, improve battery life. It does have more of a rugged appearance. The design is definitely catered towards having more long-term durability. So overall, this is a great option as well, and I actually can recommend it. The only thing that I wouldn't recommend out of the entire lineup would be the stainless steel Series 8. That one really doesn't offer anything more than just that more fancy case option. So if you're going to get the Series 8, stick to the aluminum, and that's going to really wind it up for this. If you guys have any questions or you're still not sure with which watch you want to get, absolutely ask me down in the comments below. I would love to help you guys out. Any questions you have, I will be definitely answering them down there. And if you haven't already and you want to check out more photos of these watches or behind the scenes, be sure to follow me over on social media. I'll have all the handles right here on the screen and, of course, linked down in the description below. If you want to check out any of these watches, I'll have them linked in the description as well, and if these bands as well if you want to check those out. And be sure to subscribe for more Apple Watch content. A lot more coming your way, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one.